If you watched the previous videos, then you know that we are now 100% done with the move to our new apartment, our new home here in Liuchangli. So naturally, we've already now started to prepare for our next step in our life together.
We are going to Sweden!
Yay! Before everyone starts commenting saying that I will be leaving Taiwan and then going to Sweden, we are gonna go to Sweden, and it's gonna be Minthia's first time in Sweden and also first time in Europe, but not anytime soon. We're actually planning to go for a friend's wedding in September. So I think before we actually let her loose in my lovely dear Sweden, we need to teach her a few things and a few differences between Swedish culture, Swedish traditions, Swedish way of life, and most importantly, Swedish values. So for this video, I have teamed up with the Swedish company Asko, which is also the sponsor of today's video. When you hear the term Scandinavian values, you might think about words like minimalism, functionality, environmental responsibility, work-life balance, or just an overall healthy living. As a Scandinavian myself, what I think about is my Swedish home. More specifically, my Swedish forest, a Swedish fika, and my Swedish family. So when you hear the term Scandinavian values, what do you think about?
I was thinking about 北欧风. I think 北欧风 is like very common. I think like young people really like it. It's just very simple, you know, everything's white as I like.
It's not entirely how we Swedes or Scandinavians would actually look at it, but for being a Taiwanese, I would say that was a pretty good basic knowledge already. And to better understand a Scandinavian view of the Scandinavian values, I want to tell you a story about a Scandinavian mom. A mom who has spent every single day during 30 years cleaning, washing, cooking, supporting, and most of all, loving her son. Now, I am of course talking about my own mom, but I am also talking about every single Scandinavian mom, including the mom of Karl-Erik Andersson, who, other than having the most Swedish sounding name ever, also founded the company Junga Verkstäder by making his own washing machine, which he gifted to his mom, so his mom could have more time and energy to do the things she really cared about. So, why am I telling you this story? Well, to me, this is exactly what the Scandinavian values are all about. Sure, things like minimalism, functionality, environmental responsibility are all part of it. But when it really comes down to it, I think that all us Scandinavians just really want to focus on the things that we really care about. So you previously mentioned 北欧风. I think that's the part of the Scandinavian values that most people are familiar with. Do you have any idea why we value our homes, I would say, so much more in Sweden compared to maybe here in Taiwan?
I just feel like because like Swedish like stay at home a lot, it's nothing to do. So I feel like you might need more stuff in the house. From
a personality standpoint, we do love staying at home, which is also why we love to like put, you know, time, money, and just invest in making our home look as great as it possibly can. Because you have to remember, here in Sweden, especially our winters are just basically one long, cold, dark winter night where we more or less spend the entire 3 months just trapped inside our own homes. So it is actually important that the items are both aesthetically pleasing to look at themselves, but that they also help with not taking up any unnecessary space in our homes and just help making our homes feeling more airy, more bright, and just more pleasant to stay in, since we do spend a lot of our times at home, especially during those very, very long, dark, and cold winter nights. After being together with me for like 3 years now, if I would say differences between Sweden and Taiwan, what is the first thing that pops up in your mind?
You always say like, I live in the forest, you know, there's nothing around. And that's why I feel like that's what Sweden is.
Yes. And speaking about the Swedish nature, in Taiwan, it is very natural to see a convenience store literally in every street corner. But here in Sweden, we literally have miles and miles of forest in between every single convenience store. And using my own Swedish house as an example, we have 10 minutes by car to our nearest convenience store and 45 minutes by car to our nearest city. So although minimalistic design and environmental friendliness are two big parts of the Swedish values, I would argue that the most important part is just the overall reliability, high quality, and just making sure that things work. Because remember, the Swedish values are all about just focusing on the things that you really care about, and I guarantee you that does not include driving 45 minutes through the forest just to return a product that doesn't work. And maybe you've already heard about the world famous Swedish work-life balance, which basically means that when we are working really, really hard, but as soon as it's 4 p.m. and we clock out, we do want to spend all our time with our family and friends and just staying at home and not working during nights and evenings, which is just amazing.
unless you are in need of some kind of service or repair during a night or weekend, since no service center will be open. So now when we all know what the Scandinavian values actually are, at least according to this Scandinavian, the question is, how do we maximize these Scandinavian values, and how do we maximize the energy and time to do the things that we really care about? How do we find something that is both aesthetically pleasing to look at, has a simple yet functional design, is kind to the environment, and of course has an outstanding quality? Well, Asko. Now, I should point out that although Asko fits these Swedish values perfectly, this is not the actual reason behind the name. Since the name Asko comes from the Finnish carpenter Akusti Asko Avonius, who founded the Asko Furniture Group in 1918, who in 1988 took over the company Asia Cylinda, which, fun fact, actually is the brand behind the dryer we are still using here in Sweden to this day. And this company 10 years earlier took over another company which, you guessed it, was Junga Verkstäder, founded by Karl-Erik Andersson. So although you might already be aware of Asko and already know that it's one of the world's most respectable home appliances brands, which is now sold in over 50 countries and used in, for example, countless of high-end restaurants and kitchens all around the world, you should know that it all started because of one man's love for his mother. And it doesn't matter if you are talking about Asko dishwashers, ovens, or for example this set of Asko washing machine and dryer. Every single Asko product still follows the same concept from over 70 years ago. It's still functional and minimalistic design, dedicated craftsmanship, reliable quality, environmental responsibility, and the most important thing, even today, 70 years later, still gives you more time and energy to do the things you really care about. Now, if we are going to be completely honest, I don't think anyone actually enjoy doing their laundry. But with the right laundry machine, at least you will not dislike doing your laundry, and your next batch of laundry will all be done trouble-free. And just like Karl-Erik's first washing machine to his mom, all Asko machines are still being made using 100% stainless steel, which all have been tested to last over 10,000 hours, which is around 25 years of normal use, assuming that you do one machine every day. And in addition to simply lasting longer than plastic, it's also more hygienic. For example, just look at this Asko steel seal sealing. So instead of normal plastic or rubber, Asko is actually using steel to seal their machine, which makes it not only easier to load the laundry, especially considering they do have an industry-leading 31 centimeter big opening, it is also more hygienic since it prevents detergent residue on the clean laundry and buildup of water and bacteria in the machine itself. Simply put, a cleaner laundry and a cleaner machine that lasts longer. In addition to this, the Asko washing machine also comes with a ton of different programs to customize and maximize the functionality of the machine. For example, the special allergy program has been designed together with the Swedish Asthma and Allergy Association to ensure that the clothes are extra rinsed, the inside of the machine itself is being more properly cleaned, and the water temperature is higher during a longer time period to ensure that bacteria and other particles are properly removed. There is also a more intense speed mode, which have been developed for families which have a need to wash a lot of laundry during a short time period. For example, after basketball practice or a family vacation weekend. And moving over to the dryer, they all have a butterfly drying function, just to make sure that all your clothes will be wrinkle-free once they get into this dryer. But my absolute favorite function is the soft drum technology to ensure both an improved airflow around the clothes, but also less friction and wear on the clothes, making your clothes looking fresh and lasting longer. I should also clarify, please do not put any kind of electronics or your head into the dryers.
Now, knowing the background of the Scandinavian values, and now also having these Asko machines in our beautiful, amazing Swedish apartment here in Taiwan, what do you think about the machines?
First of all, it's my first time to have a dryer. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually nice, you know, to have a dryer at home. Like a lot of like clothes that can be dry. Washing machine is like very, it's just 看起来就很高级. I like the design, it's like white and very clean. But you said it's a fresh looking t-shirt. What's to do with the environment?
Glad you asked.
In fact, did you know that in order to produce an average cotton t-shirt, in addition to all the manpower, electricity and stuff like that, you also need 2,700 liters of water just to produce the cotton used in one average t-shirt. And just to put that in perspective, that's almost 3 years worth of drinking water for an average adult human. And if everyone would use their t-shirts just 20% longer, we will actually save an estimated 24 million tons of CO2, which is the same as the annual emission of 10 million cars. cars. And we would have saved 27 billion cubic meters of water. And between you and me, these machines are also outstanding to look at as well, regardless if you want the machines to either stand out or completely blend into your overall Scandinavian household. So there's no wonder why Asko's products also have been rewarded countless of international design awards throughout the years, for example the Red Dot's Best of the Best in 2017. So not only is it invaluable for our entire planet to start taking a little bit better care of our clothes, it also goes hand in hand with those Scandinavian values of minimalism, functionality, and of course high quality. So we can all maximize our Scandinavian values and of course also maximize our time and energy towards the things we really care about.
So does that mean they have more time for me to go on a date? Go to the gym? Since now you have more time to do things you care about.
Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lukas. Starts with L, as in like. Ends with S, and subscribe.
Answer me.
Please do both. See you all in the next one.